Hi guys, welcome back to Monday Motivational. I'm going to share something very briefly with you, but before that, I just want to give you a bit of a personal experience that I've been battling with. This past week, I've been feeling a bit under pressure and with anxiety. You see, with the launch of Pursuit and with the wonderful people working alongside me, I've been feeling like what I've been giving isn't enough. I've been feeling like I've been doing wrong by you by not providing the best I possibly could. And this is something that doesn't normally happen to me. I'm normally confident in my abilities, but I'm human and it happens. While I was preparing some stuff for next week, I came across some old notes and I came across a message that I wanted to do, but I felt it wasn't good enough at the time. And while I was going through it, it actually motivated me and helped me get out of this rut. I pray that it motivates you and uplifts you. So the story I'm taking is found in all four Gospels, but I'm taking the one from John chapter 6. In this story, a crowd has gathered to hear Jesus and to see him do the healings and stuff. And they've been sticking around for a while and it's starting to get late. The disciples come up to Jesus and they say, "It's late, let these people go home so they can get something to eat." Jesus turns around, looks at the disciples and says, "You feed them." Now the disciples absolutely confused by this because they're looking at the number of people. There's 5,000 men, not including women and children, and they're looking at the food that they've got available to them. All they've got is 5 loaves and 2 fish. Their first response is something that happens to us. We don't have enough to feed these people. But what the disciples do next is what you and I need to do. You see, we've been journeying for a long time, and sometimes we reach points where we feel like we don't have enough to go further. We feel like we don't have enough to meet the needs of others. We feel like we don't have enough to overcome the obstacles in our lives. But what the disciples do is they take what they do have and they place it in the hands of Jesus. Jesus takes what they've given him, he gives thanks, and he feeds the multitude. He doesn't just feed the multitude, they have left over 12 baskets full. You see, this is what happens. We take the little bit we have and we put it in God's hands and he multiplies it. Now, some of you may have heard this message before, but I'm not talking about just financial stuff. I'm talking about you take the little bit of faith you have, you take that small ability to pray that you have, you take that little bit of encouragement that you can give to someone else, and you just trust God with it. Because it doesn't matter how small you think what you have is. What matters is how big God is and how big his multiplication is. God takes 5 loaves and 2 fish and feeds over 5,000 people. He takes your little bit of hope and he multiplies it and he feeds a generation. I hope this encouraged you as it encouraged me, because what we're doing is we're pushing forward and trusting God. Everything we have we're placing in his hands and we're letting him do the work. Jesus is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He's never failed and he's not going to start now. I pray that you have a blessed week ahead. We here at the Pursuit team love you. Take care. Stay blessed.